through this project that I put together just for fun, but I'm going to run through it about as quickly as I can just to sort of show off what I've been playing with. There was two goals for this project. One of them was to get a little more familiar with Google Cloud. I've used AWS and Google Cloud a little bit professionally, but I wanted to be the one to actually set up the machine and do the configurations all myself. And the other goal was to sort of get alerts for like a very specific campground that is very hard to get a reservation for near San Francisco. So let's take a look at that real quick. Here's San Francisco. This is the campground right here. It's called Steep Ravine. So it's really close. And as you can see, it's super beautiful there. And specifically, I wanted these cabins, which are very hard to get, especially for like a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night, which is what I'm looking for. And this is where you actually book it. This is reservecalifornia.com, and you can see it's always booked. So the good thing about California is someone has already sort of done the heavy lifting here. So the first thing I did was Google like Reserve California API, and sure enough, someone had already like built a command line tool that allows me to query for availability. So shout out to this person. That was very helpful. And let's see, if I grab their command here, I can sort of show you how it works. This is my Google machine here. It was actually really easy to get to SSH connected. They made that super simple. So if I use their command, they always have availability. Their defaults for like a Monday night. And if I use my command, which I think is this is what I get. Steep Ravine cabin, no sites found. Okay, so how am I doing this? Let's see. First thing I'm doing is I'm running it from a cron job, and the reason for that is that's kind of the whole point of having a Google Cloud server, is that I don't have to rely on my laptop being open. This thing can just be running from the cloud. So I've got it running every day at 10 a.m. right now. And it actually runs in a shell script first, and the reason for that is because this is Python running in like a virtual environment, a Python 3 virtual environment, and it's just a little bit easier to have like cron job kick off a shell script. The shell script sends some environment variables, and then I can like kick off the Python within the virtual environment this way. So that just made it a little easier. Let's take a look at the Python code real quick. The sending the Slack message is really easy once you get the web app set up. Slack makes that super simple. Then they gave me this sample curl here, and you can see I kind of anonymized the info, but with their sample curl, it was really easy to set a hello world, and I just went from there. I used a request library to like build basically the same thing, but with a different message. These are the two messages here. We got ourselves a camping site, and sorry partner, no sites found for the days of the week given. This is just a function that runs commands like on a bash shell. It uses subprocess run and pretty much just returns the output. And this is where I actually like do the checking. I've got the allowed days of week here. And if the days of week that were passed in don't match, then I like air out and say a day wasn't recognized. And then for each day of the week, then I just run the command to like see how many sites are available, and if the sites are found, then I append them to a list, an empty list that I started up here. And if they're not found, I sort of just log it and move on. And then at the end of the run, if that empty list is no longer empty, then I send, messages depending on whether or not there was info to send out. So I do so, and this is where I call it. This is pretty simple. I'm just calling it from like right here, right now. But this could be, changed to like run from command line or something a little more user friendly. Let's take a look at the Slack then. This is what it looks like when you get a result up here. This is just a Slack channel I created, and then I've got my app called Ranger Will in here. Pretty simple. But this is pretty much. I actually did open up my days of the week a little bit and found that a cabin is available next Wednesday. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll book it. But this is what it looks like most of the time. So this is a lot of test runs. Obviously, I'm only going to start running it at like 10 a.m. every day. So a little bit less aggressive. But let's just go ahead and run it real quick. And then we should see, yep, here we go. Right now, we got no availability. So that was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool little project. Some things I could beef up would be maybe changing the Python code to be, this was all pretty quick and dirty, but I could make this a little bit more aggressive and have this cron job running like every hour and then only message me when I find something. Or I could make the alerting. I could actually like at myself to like alert myself a little bit more aggressively if something is found. Little changes like that. But now that I've got this set up, I can actually do it for like any campground in California, basically. So yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If not, thanks for watching.